Hi, this is my religion assignment, and I'm Lorena Delgado. So, the religions I explored are the Unitarian Universalists, the Zoroastrianism, and the Jehovah's Witnesses. And the Unitarian Universalists is the one I matched up the most in the quiz, since it's a really open religion. Zoroastrianism is a religion I chose because I've never heard of it before, not even the name. It's 100% new to me. And the Jehovah's Witnesses is a religion which I have very limited knowledge, and I wanted to know more about it since the only thing I knew was that they were against blood transfusions. So the main knowledge question I have is how does an individual gain knowledge of his or her religion and of the religion's deities? So I'm gonna first give some information of the three religions for it to be more familiar. So Unitarian Universalist is a very broad religion, and they welcome all deities beliefs as well as non-theistic beliefs. They don't believe in incarnations, such as Jesus. They believe that we are all the incarnation of God. Also, that heaven and hell are just symbolic. And some believe in reincarnation, and some others don't. Some believe in salvation by doing good things, while others believe God is good and will forgive everyone. So it's a very open religion, as you can see. They don't believe Satan causes suffering, since it's part of God's plan, and they support homosexuals and abortions, as well as other modern ideas. Religion number two is Zoroastrianism, in which they have the good and the evil, since they are dualists. For example, they have a god called Ahura Mazda and a devil called Ahura Mainyu. And it's an ethical religion, since one has to choose between doing the good and the evil, since they will be judged after death. And they have the Avesta, which is the book of the law. And there's only a small amount of people who follow this religion, just 10,000 in isolated places in Iran. The third religion is Jehovah's Witnesses, in which they have a single deity, and they believe God created heaven and earth through Christ, which was a master worker. And after death, the soul is judged. If it's good, it will have an everlasting life in the paradise, and if it's not, it will be tormented and will die. And for salvation, one must show faith in God and follow its requirements, commandments, and laws. And this religion doesn't do celebrations such as birthdays, since God dislikes those activities. They believe suffering comes from Adam and Eve not following the rules in the garden. And they have issues regarding contemporary ideas such as abortion, blood transfusion, and homosexuality. And they have defined gender roles in society. So, answering the knowledge question, Unitarian Universalists, well, my knowledge question was, how does an individual gain knowledge of his or her religion and of the religion's deities? So, answering this question, for example, with Unitarian Universalists, the different beliefs within the same religion make them gain knowledge, since they accept modern ideas such as homosexuality. Regarding Zoroastrianism, they gain knowledge through their god, which is Ahura Mazda, and through the text, which is the Avesta. And also through choices of the good and the evil, they gain knowledge about what they should do and what they shouldn't. And also through past generations who pass their knowledge to them, since it's a really old religion. And next, the Jehovah's Witnesses gain knowledge through the rules and laws and learning about the good and the evil with their God. And all this happens, but the main way in which they gain religion is through having faith in their religion and following what their religion says. And other knowledge questions that I extracted are, to what extent does our knowledge of the natural sciences influence our religious systems? And an example is the Jehovah's Witnesses, since they don't accept blood transfusions, and in this case, their faith is stronger than their reason, and their religion is not influenced by the natural sciences, since they still don't accept blood transfusions, even if it's some modern technology. And the second example is that the Unitarian Universalists do accept blood transfusions and even abortion, since in this case reason comes stronger than faith, since our religion has accepted modern technology. So the natural science can and cannot influence our religious systems, and this has implications such as the natural sciences can create myths and confusion within their religion, and in some cases distance people away from their religions. And another question I extracted is, to what extent does our knowledge of the human sciences influence our ethics? And this is an important question, since, for example, Zoroastrians believe in the good and the evil, and what we know nowadays is about human behavior changes depending on our ethical systems, which comes from our religions. And also, to what extent do our religious systems influence the knowledge we gain? For example, creationism versus evolution, since Unitarian Universalists believe that God created the world using Christ as a master worker. And this limits their knowledge since they do not accept other ideas such as the Big Bang or creationism. Finally, religion gives us truth in some ways, such as through texts, such as the Avesta, through deities and gods, since people follow what God tells them to do in order to be saved, and it gives us truth as to why and how the world was created.